right, hey everybody, what's going on? You guys want to see something pretty wild? Yeah, there's like no power on this entire block, but your boys got power, so we good. We're out here making a video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the ARKX Cathie Woods Space Innovation Fund. It's already kind of happening. We're going to talk a lot about it tomorrow on a live stream. Make sure you guys hit that up. Kyle's also going to be releasing a video about this. But today we're going to be talking quickly about the companies that I have that are most likely already going to be in ARKX. And then we're also going to be talking about, am I going to sell those companies? Am I going to put it all into ARKX? So we're going to talk a little bit about it. Let me just get prepared. I'm just all over the place right now. Let me reset and I'll see you guys in the next clip of the video.
Two names in the fund that are surging this morning are Virgin Galactic and Maxar Technologies on news that Cathie Woods Ark Invest is planning a space exploration ETF, focusing on companies that are, quote, leading, enabling, or benefiting from technologically enabled products and or services that occur beyond the surface of Earth. No word, look at that. Virgin Galactic up 20%, Maxar up 27, almost 28%. No word yet on what the names will be that will be included in that ETF, but the space names are shooting higher nonetheless, including names that are not in the XAR, names like satellite operators, Viasat and Iridium. Also the SPACs that are taking space exploration startups public this quarter, Stable Road acquisition, which is merging with Momentous, and New Providence acquisition, which is bringing AST and Science public. Why is a filing tied to a new ETF doing this right now? Well, keep in mind, ARK Invest Management and Cathie Wood has had a very strong year, strong performances for funds last year, most notably that ARK Innovation ETF, which gained more than 150%.
All right, everybody, we are back. So those of you guys do not know, here's the ARKX Invest Space Exploration Fund. And basically what it is, so while it's basically talking about space and stuff of the like, let me just quickly read the description. And like I said, we're going to talk a lot more about this tomorrow in our live stream. Me and Kyle both are doing a decent amount of research, and we think we know at least a good portion of the companies that we think are going to be in the top 10, if not definitely be within the fund. So don't necessarily think about rockets, but there's also going to be satellites, drones, other orbital or suborbital aircrafts, meaning anything above the ground. And they should basically transform logistics, observation, agriculture, telecom, drones, anything that might even put humans on Mars, which I think is relatively interesting. So what am I going to do, right? Like, I have probably talked about this a good bit in the past 2 weeks. A lot of the guys in the WhatsApp group at this point are probably sick of me talking about Virgin Galactic and everything like that. But I have 400 shares of Virgin Galactic. It's not a lot. It's about $22,000. And for those of you guys that haven't really looked at Virgin Galactic lately, this is basically what it's looked like. And another thing, just quickly, they announced the sort of ETF kind of coming out in Jan 15. We'll touch a little bit more about this tomorrow. But a lot of people started hearing about it Jan 15, so I'm not exactly sure if it was early January where they submitted the fund or if it was mid-Jan. But regardless, the price of Virgin Galactic has actually rocketed up ever since, no pun intended there, and has gone from about $30 or so from the day that I announced it to $54. That's coupled with a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of different catalysts going on. They're about to do another FAA testing. They're about to do potentially get Richard Branson in the air. They're getting ready for space commercialization and commercial flights throughout the rest of the year, throughout the second half of the year. So there's a lot of other catalysts as well in 2021, not just the fact that it's potentially going to be in this fund. But then there's also SRAC, which is Stable Road Acquisition Corp, which is actually Momentous. This is a SPAC, or a special purpose acquisition company, that is going to be used to take Momentous public. And so this is absolutely rocketed as well since Jan 15 timeframe. So it was about $16 or so. Then directly kind of after the Cathie Wood announcement, it's kind of rocketed up to the $24, $25 range. And so I think that this also is potentially going to be a company that's within here. However, this company is not in the top 10 in the list that we found. There's a decent amount of information on this space exploration site from ARK Invest. Not exactly sure how much in depth you want to look at it. Me and Kyle did a lot of research associated with this, and there's a bunch of other people that we tapped into to potentially look at this. And so we think we found a good amount of stuff. And and I'm just going to say, key, and I'm going to cut the video off kind of short here. Hopefully you guys will tune in tomorrow on our streaming channel. Link will be down below for you guys. not going to be companies that you might necessarily think, right? So think anything that's above the ground, but not airplanes, if that makes sense. So like it says it right here on the website here. So relatively interesting. So am I going to sell everything that I own in Virgin and SRAC and put it all into ARKX when it comes out? I don't know. It's not a lot of money. I mean, it's 25 grand, so it might be a lot to some, but in terms of the grand scheme of the portfolio, 400 shares of Virgin Galactic and 150 shares in SRAC that I have isn't a huge chunk of money. It's still a rather small part of the portfolio. When you're talking about 800 grand, $850,000 under management, it's still rather small, less than 5% of the portfolio. So in that respect, I would like to get a lot more space exposure or this sort of industry or area exposure within the market. I think it's something that I'm truly personally attached to from a standpoint where I just like get super emotional when I look at it. But at the same time, I feel like it's not enough at the moment to move the dial for me. But at the same time, I want to have like 50 grand in this thing. Like I want to have a good chunk of it, 5% of my portfolio or something like that. But we'll have to see what I do. I don't want to get rid of my Virgin. I don't want to get rid of my SRAC. I'd much quicker get rid of my SRAC than I would get my Virgin. But at the same time, man, like I just wish I could have like 50 grand in ARKX. Like that just seems like a good number for me to be like, I'm happy. If it goes to zero, it goes to zero. If it rockets, no pun intended, it rockets. But at least I felt like I was invested in space when it was just kind of becoming a larger thing. Now, there are other ETFs you can invest in, like UFO and stuff of the like, aerospace ETFs, if that's something of your thing. But I think this is going to be more of a niche. It's looking at drones. It's looking at anything that is going to help innovate logistics, space delivery, agriculture. So think those things, and we'll discuss it more tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Cheers.